Hello.
And
Welcome
to Film
Bastards.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to episode 489 of Film Bastards. Kiki has found an old toy and now wants me to do something with it. Bear with me 2 secs. Goodbye, toy. My name's Ian Loring, and as always, I'm joined by
Matt Foster. Hello, everybody.
and Becky Foster. Hello, everybody.
Hello, one and all. We hope you are well. Coming up on this week's show, we will be reviewing a film that we've been looking forward to for the last little while. Let's see how it goes. It is the Nicolas Cage's Dracula film Renfield. And, you know, we'll talk some what we've been up to, some trailers, maybe some news, some what we've been up to. I already said that. We are a Pod Syndicate podcast. Please listen to like-minded shows such as Chinstroker versus Punter, and they're not called Entertainment Landfill anymore. I believe they're called Gaming Landfill. They've had a change of name, and other shows such as that. And Patreon.com. We just recorded the first part of our new marathon where we are going through all of Scorsese's fictional narrative films, starting off with his debut, Who's That Knocking at My Door? A film that starts off incredibly. Just propulsive music and Catherine Scorsese making food. It's something.
It just really made me want Stromboli.
And you see it at the end as well, don't you?
Do you?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
noticed that.
She's still making it.
She's still making it at the end.
Fucking hell.
Big old Stromboli. Right. That was quick admin. I feel like I've forgotten something, but I don't think I have.
We're just efficient now.
Yeah. I'm just being efficient. I'm very discombobulated. Sorry. Right. Okay. Let's talk about some movie news. And what has been happening? What has been happening? The Twister sequel that director of Minari, Lee Isaac Chung, is directing, which is called Twisters, has been getting some cast going. Glenn Powell and Daisy Edgar Jones and Anthony Ramos.
Cool.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. It's a bit like Glenn Powell. My brain went, of course, new Bill Paxton. I'm all right with that. I'm all right with Glenn Powell kind of becoming. I can see that and going, yeah, all right, yeah. Daisy Edgar Jones, like, do you know what? I'm still waiting to see what other people see in her because she seems like a bit of a charisma void for me. But let's go. Anthony Ramos, who, if it is the guy I think he is, my God, I wish he'd stop being in things.
the guy who presented at the Oscars pre-pandemic, with everyone thinking that In the Heights was going to be the next cultural phenomenon, and he'll next be seen in Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
Yeah.
So his career is definitely going the way he thought it was going to a couple of years ago.
Yeah, play a character that looks like he's about 15 years older than he should be.
I genuinely don't. It's going to be fascinating to see what age they actually have him at in that film.
Yeah.
Because it feels like it's for
really
8-year-olds.
disliked In the Heights.
Huh?
Really disliked In the Heights. Like In the Heights.
I watched it for a second time. It's still not good.
I don't know why, but I find the trailer for that new Transformers movie quite compelling. I don't like Transformers movies as a rule, and I've not seen Bumblebee, which I think is supposed to be like the best one, isn't it?
Bumblebee's good.
But
I don't know.
I don't know, something about the trailer for the new one really makes me want to watch it.
I liked the last Transformers because Mark Wahlberg punches a kid in the face.
So.
Anthony Hopkins is a robot butler called Cogsworth in that film.
He does, yeah.
That's something. Look, the Rise of the Beast, the thing is, that film just looks like oh, fuck it. Let's just throw every kind of Transformer that we can at the screen. It's one of them with a face, which I find really freaky. Do you know the one I'm talking about? The one, like the one that stands up and it's like almost like human sized, and it's got like a white face and it smiles.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's a bit freaky, yeah.
I'm not sure about that. Noel's probably like screaming the name of it right now.
Yeah.
I find that quite unnerving, but it does just feel like, fuck it. Let's just throw everything at this and make it a cartoon for children.
Which I
respect that.
That's what they should
I'd be more on board with that than anything else.
Yeah. I mean, like, so Lottie and I went to the cinema yesterday. We saw that trailer in 3D, and I think we saw it in 4DX as well, if memory serves. And it was just like, do you know what? I think this will be a laugh in this kind of an environment. They've started doing trailers in 4DX now.
Yeah, that's
quite fun.
They had a couple, didn't they?
But I'll talk about what I saw in 4DX later. So also Mario is making more money than God. Lottie just shouted up, no, it's not. She's very annoyed that it broke the biggest animated worldwide debut over Frozen 2. She's like not happy about that. But Mario is up to 353 million in the US, about 670 million worldwide. But let's not talk about Mario. Let's talk about the fact that the Pope's Exorcist beat Renfield in the US this weekend.
Let's talk about the fact that the Pope's Exorcist has actually made money, like a decent chunk of money. That film is on the way to getting a fucking sequel.
Oh, I would love that. I would love to watch all of the movies that fucking teases. All of them.
Yeah.
That just needs to be what Russell Crowe does now until the end of his career.
The Pope's Exorcist.
That will definitely, when it comes out, like, and it's available from home, that will definitely be going on our like regular rotation of like Catholic shit that we watch.
Yeah.
I think genuinely, no lie, I think it's impressive that film cost $18 million.
Yep.
It looks like it cost more than $18 million.
Yeah. Avery's done some really good work with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm all for the Pope's Exorcist universe. We've got 199 sequels to go, guys.
Yep. Because Crowe's asked about it.
Yeah.
Would he like to make more? And he's said there's only 2 films that I've ever made that I've really wanted a sequel for. He said one of them might happen, one of them definitely won't. And yes, I will make more Pope's Exorcist movies.
Nice.
I mean, it's got to be a good payday, though, isn't it? It's like you go to Italy for research, charge it to the production company, eat some good food, drink some wine, and then shoot a film for a couple of months where you can really give it your all, but probably drink a shitload when you're like during the evenings. I bet he has a great time. And brilliant, great.
We know Crowe likes having a good time.
We do, and like this just speaks to the wider point that films are doing pretty bloody well at the moment. Like the box office is feeling good. I mean, I'm looking at the US. So John Wick Chapter 4 is up to 160 million in the US alone. Air is 33 million. It's not bad. Dungeons and Dragons, 74 million. Scream 6, the first Scream film since Scream 2, I believe, to cross 100 million in the US. It's I mean, shit, Beau is Afraid did 320,000 on 4 screens.
It's scared, really.
I mean, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. It's fading out now, but it's been around for 17 weeks and it's done 185 million. Cocaine Bear's done 64 million. That's
bonkers, isn't it?
Yeah, like films are making money. I think it's interesting that Ant-Man and the Wasp is 212 million. Like there is a chance John Wick overtakes that. Yeah, but
can I put out one amusing thing from the weekend? The kid from Beau is Afraid having to try and convince people that he's real.
Hang on. I haven't seen that. That's not a de-aged Joaquin Phoenix.
No, it's a real actor. It's a real kid.
Oh wow!
and like he's been on like he's like on his TikTok like promoting Beau is Afraid, and people have been commenting going, "This is like some weird shit that they're getting like the de-aged character to pretend he's a real actor." He's like, "I'm a real person."
That's funny.
Like, I've been acting for years. I've been on all these things. I'm real, and people are going, "This CG thing's mental." It's like, I'm real.
He does proper look like a young Joaquin Phoenix, though.
Yeah, he does. But yeah, that fills my heart with joy that number 2 at the US box office this weekend is The Pope's Exorcist.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Like, we'll get to Renfield, but I kind of felt like there was a lot of marketing for Renfield. And maybe not so much for The Pope's Exorcist, but yeah, Pope's Exorcist did nearly $1.5 million more than Renfield.
Which you would never have thought.
Nope, absolutely. What's it up to internationally? Sorry, I've got to look at it. 36 million.
Yeah. Money.
It's done twice its budget. Yes, we won.
Yep. we were championing that movie, and it's a good movie.
Non-ironically, like it's entertaining. There is some ham and cheese and prosciutto and all sorts in that film, but nom. Yep. He knows exactly what he's doing, and good on him.
Oh God, yeah. Crowley's both in on the joke, but also going, but be honest, you liked it, didn't you?
Yep. Exactly that. Right, brilliant. The box office is back. No notes. Right. Trailers. There
have been some.
There have been indeed. Oh, new trailer for Boogeyman literally just dropped in the last hour. Oh well.
We saw that in the cinema, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think it'll be the same one. It's like an extended one, and it's significantly better than the last shit one.
Oh, great.
Yeah. It looks very intriguing from this one, because I was a bit like, on the one hand, I want Rob Savage to do well because Host was fucking fantastic, but on the other hand, that other piece of shit he did was a piece of shit. There's that. So I was like, I really want his next one to be good, and I really want that to just be a blip.
Yeah.
I feel like this one's gonna be as well. Like, yeah. Stephen King wrote him a letter apparently on seeing it and was just well done basically. So it and also there was a piece in Empire this month about it, and he was talking about how much he likes jump scares and he wants to bring jump scares back, and it's like, yeah, I'm up for that. Clever jump scares, let's go. So that's what I was going to say. The other element of it for me is it's a Stephen King adaptation, and as a Stephen King obsessive, I don't like it when bad ones are made. So I really, really was rooting for this film to be good.
Well, that's it. There was a little tranche of good ones that then unfortunately got followed by a little trickle of bad.
Yeah. The thing is, as well, I love seeing David Dastmalchian in things.
Well, but basically that's almost everything at the moment.
So yeah, keen.
Okay, Talk to Me. So trailer for latest buzzy A24 horror premiered at Sundance. People like it. Kind of a bonkers premise.
What? I didn't see this one. What's the premise?
I'll tell you what. Give this a watch now. Let me. Apparently it's very just full of dread and pretty not foreboding. What am I trying to say? Or I'd just like for oppressive.
I
Yeah,
think foreboding is right. That's right for that, isn't it?
I think it was
yeah, no,
foreboding.
yeah. I don't know. I like that bit of the air. It's just like they like you. And it's just like fine. This looks like it's going to be campy, but also like pretty scary. Yeah, why not? Yeah, good.
Okay.
So I think that comes out over the summer. Okie dokie. I didn't see the new Peter Pan and Wendy trailer. Did you guys?
It looks magnificent.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
We get a lot more Jude Law in it, don't we? And he's not going for super camp, is he? In it.
No.
But he's also not going for we're going too serious that kids won't get it. There's a smile in there, isn't there?
Yeah. I think I'm struggling to think if there's an iteration of Peter Pan as an adaptation that I've seen that I've not liked. It does seem to be one of those for me where I'll just like it.
It's the opposite.
It's all right. But it does look very good. Very good. And obviously the Tiger Lily conundrum seems to have been handled significantly more sensitively.
What?
Was it Rooney Mara that played her in something that I've not seen?
Pan. Yeah.
Yeah, I've not seen Pan, but Rooney Mara plays Tiger Lily, who is.
Yep.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, I'm keen. I think is it Yara Shahidi that's playing Tinkerbell?
Yeah.
Looks like she's gonna be a real sweet little Tinkerbell. You know, it's the Peter Pan casting seems a bit odd to me. But Wendy seems like it's been really well cast with Ever Anderson. So
it's apparently Lowry has said that the funny thing about Peter Pan, if you read Peter Pan, is Peter Pan's not in it that much.
No, it's Wendy's story.
Yeah.
But she seems like she's got the Wendiness of it really well. Because she is headstrong and she is precocious, and you know I think she's got that in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really excited for that.
I'm up for it as well.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, so The Mother. Did anyone see the trailer for that?
Yeah, it's.
Oh my god! Can I just point out that one shot, and it's like, hey, you remember J-Lo's ass, guys?
Yeah.
Like the rest of it's all just like real bleak shit. And then
I have a feeling though that J-Lo literally, because she's the executive producer and stuff on this, I watched the trailer and went, I have one comment, guys. What? We need a shot of my ass.
Yeah.
Like a real long shot of my ass.
Not in this fucking ratchet outfit.
Yeah, no.
I want to be in like a real nice.
I want to be in a gown.
There's going to be some ruching involved.
Yeah. It's that, and it's
probably not even in the film.
It's a really long, prolonged, no need for it at all shot of J-Lo's ass. But I was saying to you after it, Bex. Yeah, do you know what? I'll watch J-Lo's turn to do that movie.
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
J-Lo's, yeah, right though.
It's that thing. It's like when, you know, every few years you get a random actor turns up to do that movie.
Yeah. All right. So that's The Mother. That's Netflix. Some point.
Mother's Day.
Oh, is it really?
US Mother's Day. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. All right. The Mother. We'll talk about it, I'm sure. Fool's Paradise. Charlie Day directorial debut.
I think this looks fucking mint.
It looks fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks fun. It very much looks like he's spending his Always Sunny cachet quite well.
Yeah.
On a vanity project, but he's got some good actors along with him, and it looks quite throwaway and fun.
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Nice.
It does look quirky. Obviously, got some really otter in there.
Yeah.
Got to eke out what we can, don't we?
Yeah, sadly.
Okay, we got The Marvels.
Not watched it.
Fair play.
Right. So my reaction bear in mind, I genuinely do not know now what is a TV show and what is a movie that is coming up, other than the fact that Guardians is a movie. If you'd have told me, if you'd have shown me back to back the Secret Invasion trailer and this trailer,
What's Secret Invasion?
Nick Fury one,
Okay.
and said which one of these two is going to be the movie and which one's the TV show, I would have 100% with absolute certainty said Secret Invasion's the fucking movie. The Marvels is the TV show, and Brie Larson literally just turns up in little bits of it. She's probably in like the first episode loads, and like maybe has like a few like voice bits, or she appears on video screen or something in the rest of the episodes. I would never have guessed that this is a fucking movie. Looks like shit.
Yeah, this is the first one that feels just very, very. You're not going to understand a good chunk of this if you haven't watched Miss Marvel, like the TV show in question for this one.
Yeah, and I haven't.
Like,
I have no idea who the fuck she is.
Yeah.
They're introducing two characters, and I'm going,
oh God, yeah, because Rambo's from fucking. I think she was in WandaVision. Yeah, good point.
So I'm looking at going, oh, we're bringing all the Ms. Marvels together. I'm going, wait, but who are those two people?
Well, she's the daughter of the friend in Captain Marvel.
Yeah, and she's in WandaVision, so you'll know who she is if you watched WandaVision.
But I didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Like Miss Marvel, it's like her family who play a large part in Miss Marvel are in this, and it's gonna be fascinating because it feels like it's gonna be alienating a lot of people. And I almost like, if I was another studio, I'd be feeling a little bit like we probably could launch something the same weekend as this.
Yeah.
But no one gives a fuck about Brie Larson anymore.
Nope.
We're like 4 years? Yeah. Is it 4 years? Yeah, it is. It's 4 years hence from Captain Marvel, a film that nobody particularly liked.
Nobody says, hey, what's going on with Captain Marvel? I can't remember her name. Captain Marvel. What's going on with Captain Marvel?
I don't know. It feels already like they're sidelining her from her own franchise. It'll be interesting, and it's a shame as well. Like, Nia DaCosta. I liked Candyman.
Is it Nia DaCosta directing this?
Yeah.
I'm vaguely interested now, but also as well, I'm also not.
You're going to watch a full Disney Plus series?
No, I'm not.
No. But I mean, and the thing, and it's a shame because also, like, I like Nia DaCosta. I want her to do well. And Miss Marvel, the girl who plays her is great. And I'm not going to say you need to watch Miss Marvel. You don't. But she's really, really good. And I want to see that character in some films. She's fun. She's more fun than Captain Marvel is. And
that's not fucking hard though, is it?
No, it's not. But like, I don't know. They need some more youthful energy in these Marvel films. Because Spider-Man aside, who have you got? Like, who is the youngest MCU hero at the moment if it's not Spider-Man?
I don't even know who there is anymore.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm 2 movies behind now, and I'm quite happy with my position.
All right. So actually, I suppose fucking what's her name from Wakanda Forever, Letitia Wright.
Yeah.
But no fucker seems to like her very much. Paul Rudd's 50 and will never be a lead in a Marvel film again after how Quantumania did. Simu Liu, I think, is in his 30s, and Lord knows what's happening with Shang-Chi. It's weird as well that we are 2 years hence from Shang-Chi, and there's been no word on the sequel. The director's doing one of the Avengers films, but when's Shang-Chi coming back?
There's basically no word on any sequel of anything that happened after.
Yeah, because what is, so we got Guardians Volume 3 in a
Yeah.
couple of weeks. We got the Marvels, and then what? And that's it for this year.
Yeah.
What is there next year then? Because no
it's-
Spider-Man's been announced.
No, is Eternals happening? It's I don't. What is it?
Eternals hasn't been announced.
Eternals isn't getting one, is it?
Oh, Captain America. Captain America's next year.
Yeah, there's a new Captain America where you have to have watched one of the TV series to get it.
You'll need to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
What else? Blade.
Which has it even started being made? Does it even have a director?
Oh, it does, and they just cast someone in it as well, and I can't remember who. It was interesting. I swear it was interesting though. Like who? Can look that up.
Yeah, I mean, we do have a question, I think, about it later on, I think.
Mia Goth, that was it.
Yeah. Well, that seems seems very much like, that was bound to happen at some point.
I'm reading a report here as well. Like the rewrite of Blade appears to have pushed Kit Harington out, which is, I don't know, that's quite funny. After there was that bit where Mahershala Ali said something in voiceover at the end of Eternals.
The thing is, in my brain that is literally Kit Harington has just been waiting in a room, like that room at the end of whatever film it was that he was in there, and they've literally just like shoved him out with a script.
It was funny. But yeah. So I don't know. Let's see how Guardians goes. Like I'm fascinated to see how that goes. Because if it reviews well and it does that, okay, this is an end to the trilogy and get your hankies at the ready or something like that, that could be really big. But it really might not be.
The only one, Guardians is the one that I'm actually kind of...
Well, like, do you care about any of the characters? Like, the whole, like, get your hankies out thing. Do you fucking care about any of them?
I'll be sad when fucking Rocket dies in that movie.
Well, apparently...
Oh, he gets not a friend, doesn't he, in this one?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's played by what's her name?
Who?
But is it Marina? What's her name? The girl from Bodies, and the second Borat movie.
Yeah, she's voicing the dog.
Yeah.
It can fuck off for me.
I read somewhere that apparently Nebula and Chris Pratt have some romantic tension in it. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting.
Nebula's probably the only character I like at this point.
I kind of want to see a blue, bold Karen Gillan get it on with Chris Pratt. That's an interesting visual. I'd like to...
I don't know, though. I feel like she's better than that.
I mean, she is better than that, but, you know, I don't know. Maybe that's a weird kind of kink I've got.
I'm quite glad to see that. You're basing herself by going with Chris Pratt.
Basically, you don't like this movie because you don't like Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a pretty big part of the film.
Because I don't like the character. I don't like Gamora. I don't like the fucking tree. Drax, he's so fucking overdone. The antenna lady, Mantis.
Yeah.
Over it. No.
We'll be reviewing Guardians Volume 3 on the show in a few weeks' time.
Yeah,
okay.
Forward to it.
And last trailer for the week, and what I think is going to be my birthday film, The Last Voyage of the Demeter. Demeter?
Oh, I watched this one. What's it like?
Oh, shit. All right. Fair enough. Sorry, I wouldn't have saved it. So this is the film that's based on that one chapter in Dracula where Dracula
that one I have
fucks up the
seen
people
that
on the
actually.
ship.
Yeah. I watched that on my phone actually.
Yeah. I think this looks like decent enough pulpy horror fun.
Yep. I watched it and was like, yeah, go on then.
It's kind of, yeah, I kind of want it to be a one-off, and I got a feeling that Universal are going to be like, we've got to try and make some sort of a franchise out of this. It'd be good if it's revealed that Dracula is actually the Nick Cage Dracula. But
yeah, I'm
see.
I'm kind of up for that. It's a fun little story.
Yeah, too right. Have we got anything else?
What?
Yeah.
Did you at the cinema? Did you see the trailer for Missing when you went to see Renfield?
I've seen the trailer for Missing quite a lot, but yes.
Have we talked about it?
No.
No, I don't think I've not. I didn't. That was the first time I'd seen it.
Yeah, same. Very much here for Missing. Loved Searching, and it seems like it's a very similar format. Stop pulling faces at me.
Beyond a similar format, it's basically the same film.
It's a different plot.
Yeah, just the screen shit in it. I can't believe it.
No, I'm really excited for that.
I think we could review Missing next week. It comes out in cinemas on Friday.
Okay, cool beans.
It was supposed to come out like late January, early February, but it got postponed because that poor woman who died and all the fucking armchair detectives were like TikTok. It was around that time. So yeah, it got postponed. So yeah, it comes out this weekend. So I think we could probably review it.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so let's get into our main review of the week, and that is going to be for Renfield, directed by Chris McKay and starring Nicholas Hoult, Nicolas Cage, Awkwafina, Ben Schwartz, and the fantastically named Shohreh Aghdashloo, I believe. So this is the story of Dracula's familiar, Renfield, played by Nicholas Hoult, who has some of Dracula's powers, but is feeling underappreciated and learns the power of self-love and also how to maybe have a thing with Awkwafina, but can't because films are weirdly skittish about interracial romances. That was my one takeaway from this film. Kind of want to see Nicholas Hoult and Awkwafina fuck. I know, but in all seriousness, they're painting it out as like they're into each other, and then by the end they're kind of like walking away, and it's almost like they're just gonna be good friends, and it's just like if that was a white woman, it wouldn't be ending in that way.
Yeah, I think even if that had been an Asian woman who wasn't Awkwafina, I think that would be the case as well. I think the fact is that people go, yeah, I just can't see why anyone would. Which I'm not saying I agree with that, but I'm saying that seems to be what happens with films and Awkwafina.
Yeah, I don't. She's got some energy about her though.
Incredibly posture though.
She's what?
She's got an energy to her, and she's got a screen presence, but she doesn't have any chemistry with anybody. Like, she's a bit sexless.
I think that's because of the posture.
Could be.
That's
looks like she lives under a bridge.
She looks a little bit like people who dress up as Halloween as like a severed head. Her head is that low down.
Yeah.
But she has a fucking great screen presence.
Yeah.
So Renfield. We've all been looking forward to it. I'll just start. It's kind of like a starter for 10. I enjoyed it. I almost feel like it was the minimum viable version of what it should have been. Who wants to respond to that?
The thing I think with it, I think it does exactly what it says on the tin. But yeah, it does seem a little bit like there is exactly the amount that there needs to be there to make it okay. There's not a lot of story to it. It lives and breathes off the fact that the three leads are actually quite charismatic.
Well, and it's and it leans heavily on the fact that it's actually quite good fun seeing somebody who looks like Nicholas Hall, like the fucking choir boy, just like violenting on everyone.
He plays that kind of role
really
really well.
Yeah, but he's really good at the action stuff. Well, if it's him doing any of the fight choreography, but it's really good. Like it's really well done. Like there's so much violence.
The scene where Ogfrida describes it as, when people say, what is it? It's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
This is all of mine for those. It's just glorious cartoon violence. It's so overblown and ridiculous.
The bit where he's dropping past the level that she's on and he just like waves at her.
Yeah. It's everything that is going on is so normal to him that he has become just completely just desensitized to it. That for him, he's having a great time.
Yeah.
If he was to write in his journal, being his best 5 days.
Yeah.
I feel like it needed one more of them. I kind of wonder whether like they had their budget and it was just like, we can really go for broke, but have a limit, like almost like a limited amount of locations, and just have a story that kind of just jumps from place to place, and you're not in there for too long.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit like they've gone, right, we have 2 choices. We can either do another one of these set pieces, or we can have Nick Cage as Dracula.
Yeah. Or you're not gonna be able to have as much like fucking CG blood and explosions and stuff on screen.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And it's I kind of think that was a shame, but at the same time, it feels like there's probably a ceiling for how much this film could be budgeted at and actually make money.
Yeah.
So
the
fair enough.
It probably was 15 million too much anyway.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it debuted to 7 in the US. That's not great. It's, when The Pope's Exorcist is doing 9 at the same weekend, and this is, I mean, even though this is almost kind of like a little bit of proof of between this and Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, as much as I love Nicolas Cage, it like, do people actually give a shit about Nicolas Cage?
Film fans do. I think he spent too long churning out gutter trash that the wider film public are not that interested anymore. It's very much he just does weird stuff now. I watched that Mandy. It was really weird.
But he does just do weird stuff now, and I
that's
love
fine.
that for him. Like, he's not going to be a money. He's not going to be a box office draw anymore because his last few have been oddities, and I love that. I honestly considered watching Willy's Wonderland again last night, and I only watched it a couple of months ago. I fucking love that film.
You love that film, don't
really
you?
Really do.
Play.
Yeah, it's great. But it's not a wide appeal movie, is it? Like he's probably kiboshed his box office appeal by making stuff he wants to make, which
I think is kind of what he I think that's been very intentional.
Yeah. Well, he made a load of stuff, didn't he? That was money-makey stuff for a while, and I feel like he doesn't have to. He's making the stuff he wants to make, and that's.
Well, his whole thing that was thrown at him was, well, he's still got to pay off that tax bill. His whole thing was the tax bill got paid off a lot of years ago.
Yeah.
But then the offers still kept coming, and I thought, hey, why not just make a load of money?
Nice.
And now he's kind of gone, hey, why not, just make a load of movies.
Yeah.
He's a guy who loves movies as well.
Hasn't he wanted to play Dracula in something very
Yeah. Yeah, so it's very much and the thing is, there was more Cage in it than I expected.
Yeah.
I'd heard that there was not a lot of Nick Cage in it. So I was going in thinking, are we going to get 2 or 3 scenes? But he's in it quite a bit.
Yeah.
And he's quite fun.
So clearly having such a blast as well.
Oh, he's having a great time.
Yeah.
The bit where he's doing some of the cagey bits within it, where I think where he's like he's half reformed. The first time we see him after he's been like burnt up.
Yeah.
Fucking makeup's great as well. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, it really is. It's just like, but there, he's very much doing the Cage thing of the no volume control and all over the place, and kind of he's very much leaning into the vampire's kiss element of it, which he's come out and said that it's that this and Face Off are the closest he's got to are the evolution of what he was doing in Vampire's Kiss.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. It's fun. It's really, really throwaway. Like Donna wants to see it, and like her parents have just gone away, so like childcare was an issue, because I think otherwise she would have gone. But you know, it's going to be on VOD in a couple of weeks, most likely, knowing what Universal do these days. And I'm looking forward to watching it again with her at home with some beers.
Yeah,
and
I think you'll have a really good time with it, even that quickly again.
Yeah, no, exactly, yeah, but that is this film. I don't think it's necessarily 20 past 1 on a Saturday after having just watched another film in the cinema like I did. It's a watch it with people in the cinema, or with beers with your significant other at home, kind of a thing. You know,
take away, get some beers.
Yeah.
Watch film. Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those, and it's absolutely fine for that. I feel like it could have been more than that if it just had a bit more weight to it.
It could have been, but I also feel like I don't think it ever needed to be.
No. I mean, like, hey, look, it just this film is almost like an automatic 7 out of 10. It's like it can't go lower than that. Could it go higher? No, it can't. That's where I'm at with it.
I think I messaged you after it and said it's one of the most 7 out of 10 movies I've ever seen.
Yeah. But there's nothing. I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's no. I don't think that anybody involved in it would take that as an offensive. I think they'd be like, yeah, we're all right with that. You know, Ben Schwartz is having a great time, essentially being the Jay Baruchel that people like.
He was real good in it, actually.
It's a cartoon. Yeah. And I really like the fact that it's just a cartoon.
That's what I was going to say. It's just a real fucking violent cartoon. Like, so many elements of this. Like, he's not a scary Dracula.
Huh.
A lot of it feels family friendly, and then Nicholas Hoult unleashes hell. So it is just a violent cartoon, and it's really fucking good fun.
It feels like the sort of movie that would have got made and looked. It feels almost like trauma-y at points. It's not quite nasty enough to be trauma, but it had that kind of reverence to the violence that sort of the trauma stuff has.
Yeah. Hey, look, definitely not shit.
Definitely not shit. Yeah, had a good time there. Looking forward to watching it again, and it will be something I'll watch occasionally.
I think it is one as well that might be better watching at home.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah. And this is going to sound like a criticism. It kind of feels like something that could have been a bigger Netflix film.
Yeah, no, I thoroughly agree with that. In a that's not to downplay the film or anything like that, but there will probably be better films that go straight to streaming services this year than this, but that doesn't stop this from being decent.
The moment this hits streaming, though, it will be like number 1 on Netflix or whatever.
Oh yeah,
it is one of those that people just probably won't go out to the cinema for. But that Nick Cage one where he plays Dracula, yeah, stick that on. Like, that's a way easier sell. Okay, so let's move.
The audience poll.
Yes.
Because we can still have them, even though we're not technically supposed to.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Our audience poll: definitely not shit 60%, touching cloth 20%, and shit 20%.
I'm real surprised that no one voted Geostorm on this.
I'm a little bit surprised no one voted Geostorm on that, actually, yeah. But they didn't.
Fair.
So here we are.
CS3P Combat. Player 1, choose your character.
Tired of film and television podcasts where the hosts exist in a blissful state of agreement?
Twin Stroker. Player 2, choose your character.
Well, you're in luck.
Hunter. Round 1, fight!
Allow me to introduce you to the Chinstroker vs Punter podcast, featuring two film and television fans from Birmingham, England, who enjoy their media in very different ways.
But anyway, that brings us to the end of the plot of Blue Velvet.
The plot.
I mean, the main characters are two of the dullest main characters I've ever encountered in any film.
So join us as we catch up on what we've been watching from our own very different perspectives.
Double KO. Round 2, fight!
You can find us at csvsp.libsyn.com, also on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, all the places that podcasts can be found.
Just really
It's not visually striking.
No.
Just getting confirmation.
It's just in English. That's the third time though. I mean, is this on?
Okay, so let's get into some what we've been up to. Bex, why don't you start us off?
Well, I've done nothing except for watch films, so for our standard format, our old format, it would have been a good week for me. What have I watched? Hang on a sec, let me find the thingy. Watched a few. So I started watching last week, but didn't finish it. Managed to finish it this week. Identity, the John Cusack one.
Yep.
Mark's been on late this week, so he's been knackered when he's got home and gone to bed quite early most nights. So these are all kind of Becky films. So yeah, Identity is one of those ones that I come back to quite a lot. I love John Cusack. I know he's got a bit of a reputation for being a bit of a dickhead on him, but I just love watching him in stuff. And it is just a really fucking good film. Really kind of twisty and just fun and fun if you like that kind of film, I guess. It's probably more accurate. And then the fucking ending of it, when it turns out that actually two of the identities were still alive and one of them's the killer and he kills the other one that's the innocent, is just fucking great. That creepy fucking kid at the end is terrifying. So yeah, fucking love Identity. Another very Becky film is I watched Repo, the genetic opera.
Nice, how's that?
I have watched this so many times, and Isabel came back from uni and Isabel loves it as well, so I got it all sorted so we could watch it, and then she fucking went to bed early, so I just watched it without her. It's just so much fun, and it's like icky and creepy, and I feel like this film came out quite a long time ago. This film came out in 2008, and the idea of like organs being sold on finance and then repossessed if you didn't pay seemed like such a fucking dystopian impossibility in 2008, and now it's like, yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Medical care on finance, you get it reversed if you don't pay. I can see that happening in America. I could see it fucking happening here if they get their own way and disband the NHS.
So Repo Man.
No, not Repo Man. Repo, the genetic opera.
Yeah, but Repo Man is an awesome thing, isn't it? Film.
Oh yeah. I could definitely see it happening.
Yeah, it was Bradman.
I also watched The Crow because of course I did.
That all came about because you complained about it raining.
Yeah, and you sent me
And I sent you a gif of the Crow can't rain all the time.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
And then on that night you watched The Crow.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Is Michael Wincott the bad guy in that?
He is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Finally.
Yeah. setting fire at people's
But
eyeballs.
hang on, Bai Ling, is she the woman in Crank 2 that calls Jason Statham her shiny lunchbox man?
Yep.
Yeah, all right, yeah, varied career.
But all Bailing's career is almost as batshit as she is.
Yeah. Sorry, I feel like I railroaded that one.
That's all good. No, it's fucking great. It's The Crow, and as much as I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, it's a travesty that they're remaking it.
But are they actually though? Because they've been remaking it for about 15 years.
That thing's
Skarsgård's in
wrapped.
it.
Is it wrapped?
Yeah.
Skarsgård.
I mean, at some point.
Skarsgård.
Mm.
Pennywise is in it.
It's fucking, yeah, and it's Blokey who directed Snow White and the Huntsman did it. And Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, post-production, yeah.
That doesn't fill me with.
Ghost in the Shell's good.
Ghost in the Shell's good.
Snow White though.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, watched that. Fucking loved it. Me and Isabel watched The Kid Detective because she's got a thing for a Brody.
Yep.
So I was like, have you seen a little film called The Kid Detective? And she's like, no, I have not. But she fell asleep before the fucking devastating ending. Like that film is so much darker than you anticipate.
Oh yeah, you're floating along going, oh, what's happening? What?
Oh, it's a whimsical film about a guy that used to be like a detective when he was a kid and now he's a bit shit at it, blah, 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 blah. Oh. So, yeah. And then I watched Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You.
Hell yeah.
Real fucking great. The like escalation from 1 to 2 when you watch them like back to back like that is just like on like a scale level and what it's kind of trying to do, like the threads it's trying to pull together, is, you know, it's quite impressive. And she's such a charismatic screen presence. Jessica Roth.
Yep.
Wish she was in more. I mean, that 80s musical one was possibly not a lot to follow this up with.
I fully disagree.
But yeah, really good. Hope they don't make another one.
Oh, I ought to do. They won't, but I ought to do.
They want to do Happy Freaky Day.
Oh.
I don't know, I feel like I wasn't convinced by Freaky. I was going to watch that as a follow-up to watching the Happy Death Day movies.
I quite enjoyed Freaky.
I just don't know how on board I am with what's his face. Try to do like the vocal mannerisms and like physical
Vinnie
mannerisms
Vaughn.
of teenage. That's the one.
It's fun though.
Is it?
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, I need to give it another watch.
Better than We Have a Ghost. Sorry.
One of the movies that We Have a Ghost is made up of is a good movie. It's just the other one has that man, the white noise man in it.
The man that you can't remember his name.
Yeah.
That film was over 2 hours long.
Was long. It's because it was 2 films, Ian.
Jesus. I'm glad I didn't watch that.
I shouldn't criticize having such good value. That was 2 films in one. I should be more grateful.
Too fair. Yeah, and that's me. I haven't read anything. I haven't played anything.
So you haven't picked up Resident Evil 4 for the dirty PlayStation 4, have you not?
No. I need to finish Last of Us 2 first, and I've got to the point I got to last time, which is where you basically play the same bit over and over and over and over and over again, which I spoke about on the podcast before.
Yeah.
And I have no motivation to go back to it and slog through the rest of that segment of the game. It killed it off for me last time, and it seems like it has the game. Like, I'll do it. We'll probably get back from holiday, but. It's just real over it.
It just reminded me. Oh shit! My Skype. Oh god, my Audacity just stopped recording. Fuck, I don't know what happened there. The Skype is recording as a backup. It's okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to put the two together again. All right, sorry. Oh, fuck, it looks like that stopped a while back as well. You guys still there?
Still here,
yeah. The Skype recording is still recording. I'm just going to have to use that, okay?
Yeah.
So, Mark, don't worry about sending the file. What I was going to say, Bex, I think this is still on sale on PlayStation Store. Alan Wake?
Oh, is that? Hang on.
Have you heard of Alan Wake?
Yeah, I feel like I have. Hang on a second. Is that the one people are all like, oh, it's real Twin Peaksy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like he talks about Stephen King quite a bit in the game, if memory serves.
Nice.
I think it's like £11 or something on PlayStation Network at the moment. I think you should give that a crack. It's a remastered version. So it came out on the Xbox 360, and I played it on the Xbox, but the Xbox 360 version. And it like had a good time with it. And I downloaded the this remastered version, and it looks really good. I'm pretty sure it's PS4. It's not just PS5. But I think you would dig that.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, there you go. But Resident Evil 4, just wait until you get a PlayStation 5. You'll appreciate it better.
I'm actually planning it, Bex.
Yeah, I mean, I've got some stuff I want to play through before I play Resident Evil 4, specifically the first three. Again, before I play the new one. So by that time, we'll probably be in Silent Hill territory anyway, won't we?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's this year, Silent Hill. So, yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry, carry on. No, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Mark?
I've only got a few this week. I've had a bit of a quiet week with being not particularly well, and
hang on, I watched another one. Love and Monsters.
Because I watched most of that with you, and then watched the end of it without you.
Good movie.
It's fucking great.
It is a fun movie, yeah. It's really. It was like on in the background while I was doing something else.
I think you were gaming.
Yeah, I was, but now I think I ended up watching the movie more than I was actually concentrating on the game that I was playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you playing Football
And then I watched the rest of it. Yeah. But I just had it on, and when we was actually watching the movie and realised that I just hadn't actually clicked along anything for ages. Because I was just too busy watching the movie.
Yeah. It's honestly so much better a film than a film based on that premise should be.
But I think it all rocks on the fact that Dylan O'Brien is a really good screen presence.
Yeah, he really is. Yeah, he just needs to be in everything.
He very much is like the Jesse Eisenberg, Michael Cera that you want to succeed.
Yeah, the Jesse Eisenberg, Michael Cera that you wouldn't mind leaving your child alone with.
Yeah, that you'd be like, yeah, I hope he does well, not the fuck you. I'm glad you failed.
But yeah, and I think a central part of why this film succeeds so well is the dog element of it. Like his relation, because if it had just been him just wandering along on his own, talking to himself or whatever, narrating it, it'd have been real boring. But because he's got the fucking dog to talk to, and he talks to it like it's a person, like he expects it to respond, like it's just really well done. It's really, it makes a film that's about giant bugs that want to kill you feel realistic, because that's what you would do if you were walking along with a dog. You'd have a conversation with it and mentally complete their half.
Yeah.
It's just real relatable in a really unrelatable concept of a movie.
Yeah.
So yeah,
nice.
That actually was me. No, sorry. I am going to dip off for 5-10 minutes to start dinner. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. I'll be back.
Yeah. So I've only got a couple. Well, I had the Little Monsters there. I rewatched Tank Girl.
Great. Yeah.
because of course I did.
Uh-huh.
Tank Girl is absolutely bonkers. Like, a lot of the times you have these films that kind of become like cult following films, and then when you actually go back and look at them, you'll watch them, you'll be like very much like, right, no, the majority of it is quite bland, and there's essentially a trailer's worth of zaniness. Nope, this is zany all the way through. Laurie Petty is just in this fucking weird, like, hyperactive zone throughout the entire film, where it's really quite compelling to watch. But then you've also got Ice-T as like a fucking weird, like, ex-police officer that's now been turned into some form of like kangaroo man.
Yep.
But I don't know. I do find it quite watchable, and quite like fun to be a part of. The fact that that Laurie Petty was doing this at the time, and you've got Naomi Watts is in it, and Malcolm McDowell, of course, Malcolm McDowell's in it. But it's the mad thing is, it's definitely a world that has been created by Rachel Taylor. It is like basically 80% Laurie Petty just wind up and watch a go, 15% production design, and 5% shit, we better write a story. But I can see why it made no money. I think it is a perfect encapsulation of sort of mid-90s. It makes perfect sense that it came out there, but you could also see it of happening at any other point as like a random curo in between. But I actually had a really good time rewatching it.
Fair play. Okay.
Yeah. And it's like 100 minutes before credits.
Okay. Yeah, that's quick.
And then, right, so I posited something, I think, on the last podcast, where I was basically saying that that like films like Tetris and the Blackberry movie and Air and these movies are basically like our generation. They're our generation's version of dad movies. They're our war movies. So what was like our parents and the parents before that, it's their westerns. That's what these are now. They're real, like, they're Father's Day fucking 4K copies, you know, of the movies. And I think I possibly have discovered what might be like the ground zero of them. Not the first one, the absolute fucking first one, but the first one that nailed it, that got it all fucking right. And it's Moneyball.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah, that is massive dad movie. Yeah.
It is, but it's like my dad probably wouldn't get on that well with Moneyball. But I fucking love Moneyball.
So, oh God, this really thematically links into one of my watches this week. Carry on talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I rewatched Moneyball, and I adore Moneyball. I find it such a watchable movie. And I've read the book as well, and I've read a few of the books that are around it. So like the Billy Bean book that he wrote about it, and the fucking hell, there's another couple of books that are very strongly linked to it. I can't remember what they're called now, but I read those around the sort of same time, and it is just such a well-made and well-written and well-thought-out piece of kind of like of taking like baseball's this weird thing of baseball's popular in a very small. It's referred to as like America's pastime, but it's basically popular in America and a couple of Asian countries, and that is it. Nobody else gives a shit. So I was watching part of this at work on my lunch break, and a guy I work with came in and kind of like, 'cause it's a running joke that Mark always watches movies in his lunch break. And he came through and was walking through where our staff canteen is and said, "Oh, what are you watching today?" And I said, "Moneyball." And he was like, "Oh, what's that?" And I explained it sort of briefly. And we got talking about baseball or something like that, like roughly talking about baseball. And I explained that, that they play literally over 100 games of baseball in a season. And he was like, "What?" It's like, yeah, it's bonkers. And it's this weird thing of where thematically baseball is actually quite a thematic sport. There's been some good movies made around baseball. Whereas something like, and it's possibly because it's not that thematic a game on a game by game basis, whereas other sports can be. But it's just it's the geeky, statty kind of mathematician elements to it, of the like these guys were the ones who went, "Fuck it, let's do something different." And you get to go on that journey and see the ideas, the formations of this is how we applied this, and it's the ideas have now started creeping into other sports. Chiefly, football uses it a lot now. There's certain teams that have heavily leaned into the idea of stats and mathematics into things, and there's certain teams that haven't, that still prefer to do things what is considered the traditional way. And a lot of like the stats and bits like that. I remember reading it in one of the books where it was saying that actually the actuality of this, not a lot of it is actually as new as you think. It's just some fuckers given it a name and written it down. And that is the only difference between this is what coaches were discussing years ago. It's just somebody has formulated it. And that's the difference. But yeah, it's an incredibly watchable movie. It's fun how much chemistry Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill have together.
Mm-hmm.
Within it there, I mean, Brad Pitt is he is in full charm offensive mode in this movie, and Jonah Hill is still playing I don't think Jonah Hill could do this now. I think he's become a little bit too impressed with being Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
That god awful thing that he did for Netflix this year.
Yeah, I mean, God, it's interesting, isn't it? It's like he had the whole phase with like Moneyball and Wolf of Wall Street, where it was like, right, is he just going to be a serious actor now? It's like he decides not to do the 23 Jump Street Men in Black crossover thing because it's like he just wants to be serious. And now it's like he's this like star who doesn't want to be a star.
But it's very much like, are you a star that doesn't want to be a star because you've got a lot of money anyway?
Yeah, and
it's a little bit like, I don't want to constantly be harassed, but look at the cool new fucking kicks I'm wearing.
Yeah, but also now with the way that his career's gone over the last few years, no fucker's going to harass him unless he suddenly puts on a bunch of weight or suddenly loses loads of weight. Because that's all you hear about with Jonah Hill these days is look how great he's looking or look how he's let himself go. It's never anything about the film. It's like, don't look up. He's in that. And it's just like no one cares about him in that film. If anything, it's just like, it's just Jonah Hill playing a Jonah Hill character. I feel like he's fucked it. And like you people felt like it was going to be like some sort of grand statement. But instead it was just a film that came out the last week of January on Netflix.
Yeah. I watched and couldn't even remember what it was called.
No, yeah,
I only
exactly.
watched
Yeah,
I only watched it like a couple of months ago.
exactly. You know, and it's like I made a commitment to myself to not just watch shit because I want to talk about shit on the show, and that's a prime one where I would have watched that a couple years back and would have just been like, yeah, 2.5 out of 5. Well done.
Yeah,
And
you absolutely 100% do not need to see that movie.
No, exactly. You know, but bless you, you have your lunch breaks. Like you will sit there and watch a film. If I still had a lunch break when I was in an office like canteen for an hour, I'd stick a film on. You know what I mean? So, but it's like I don't. So I don't. And yeah, just Jonah Hill. What are you doing, mate? Like, just pick a lane.
That's it. It seems like he doesn't want to work with the guys he used to work with anymore. But he also, none of the directors that he thought would be calling are calling.
Yeah. Okay, so that was you, Mark, yeah?
That was me, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, kind of leading on from Moneyball. So Blank Check have been doing a marathon on Danny Boyle. And yesterday they were covering something, and I got about halfway through the episode. I was like, "Fuck! I just need to watch this film again." So I watched it last night. So the second part of what Blank Check call the Aaron Sorkin Girl Dad trilogy of Moneyball, ending with Molly's Game, but you got Steve Jobs in the middle.
Yeah.
Right. Steve. Seriously, if it wasn't for the fact that like Sunshine is just one of the two favorite films of all time for me, Steve Jobs would be my favorite Danny Boyle film by like a country mile.
I need to rewatch Steve Jobs because I really liked it, but I've only watched it twice, and I just feel like I kind of should rewatch it again because I remember really enjoying my time with it both times.
Those 2 hours fucking melt away. Yeah. It is bizarre that film is 2 hours long. It's so entertaining, and it's interesting as well because last year I listened to the audiobook of the Steve Jobs biography that this is based on as such. But it that biography is quite a route to top of tree kind of like life of Steve Jobs, and obviously the film's not, but there are little bits in there that okay, they pulled that from they pulled that from the biography. You can see that, but it's really not a traditional interpretation of a biography at all. It's like literally the one sticking point I have with it is that the transition at the end of the second act going into the third act is soundtracked by the Libertines' Don't Look Back into the Sun, which is not a song from 1998 at all. And maybe there's something in the lyrics, but why out of all the songs in the world have you gone with one of the Libertines songs? It just feels odd to me, but that's such a me criticism and it's because I'm almost like trying like reaching for things. The way that like the first act is shot on 16mm, the second on 35, and the third in digital. The score is different for each section, kind of mirror like more like trying to mirror scores of the times in its depicting. There's like just mad non-diegetic moments where there's a bit where like Steve Jobs in the first section is talking to Jeff Daniels about what bit of a Dylan song he's going to quote, and they just project the words on the wall.
Ooh, I could download this and watch this on the plane.
I feel like this is a good, appropriate watch on an iPad film. And the thing is, the version on iTunes is HD. It's not 4K.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna like necessarily lose as much.
That's it. I just looked at it and thought, but it's just HD, not the 4K. And I looked and went, so it'd be HD if I bought it anyway. So yeah, I might do that actually. Yeah.
It's an absolute fucking banger of a film, and his relationship with his daughter through it, the way that it transitions, and it's obviously bullshit, but the kind of the moment in the first act where he's like, fuck it, yeah, all right, fine, she's my kid, I'm going to invest in her. It's great. It's great. And I think I'm a better dad than Steve Jobs, which is nice.
I'd say so, yeah.
It's also reassuring. It absolute banger. If obviously, let's talk about it more, assuming you get it watched while you're away. So yeah, brilliant.
I think that seems like a good one that I can watch either on the plane or just kind of like fucking chilling one morning before Mexico.
Nice. So got a couple other films to speak on, but I'm gonna change tack slightly. So Donna and I watched an entire season of a TV show last week.
Nice.
So 8 episodes, show on Amazon Prime, Class of '07. So this is an Australian comedy, the lead of which is Emily Browning.
Oh yeah.
Haven't seen her in much lately, and she is an Aussie. So this is the probably most famous for being, like, bless her, the lead girl in Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
Where she was probably on for bigger things and then was the lead in Sucker Punch. But she plays one of a class of girls who are coming together for a reunion. She's not coming together for it, though. She doesn't want to go to the reunion. And the reason why she's going is to essentially warn people of an impending climate catastrophe where the boarding school they were at and they're going back to is very, very high up. And basically there's cataclysmic flooding and they're all just like fending for themselves in this school with just water all around them. And it's a comedy. It's the leads are her and the girl who played Susan Kennedy and Carl Kennedy's adopted daughter, whose name I believe was Saskia in Neighbours, who, as soon as Donna said that to me, I was like, fucking hell, yeah, it is. So if you know your Sue and Carl history from Neighbours, you'll know who I'm talking about. She hasn't aged a day, basically. Well, she doesn't look like a 15-year-old, but she don't look like it's like 20 years after. I found it very funny, very charming. It's just all these boarding school relationships like bubbling up to the surface again. And there's a girl in it that they just call Forgettable Laura. Who there's a brilliant bit where there's a great episode where they're like, right, how do we make electricity? And she's constantly just trying to say, well, I might have some expertise. Shut up, Laura. And like, nobody asked you. And it turns out she's an electrical engineer. And it's just like stupid shit like that. It's 8 half-hour episodes. We got through it in the course of like 2 or 3 nights. It's very charming. They've got some good character arcs in it as well. Like the girl from Neighbours, like she's got a really good full start to finish arc in this season of TV. They haven't had a second season greenlit yet, as far as I can tell. But I would watch another one. And it ends in a potentially promising way as well, where it's like other people have survived, but it's almost like the other people have like devolved into kind of like Mad Max-esque things where there's like, you don't see them, but they're described as like scuba bros who,
oh fucking hell.
Yeah, like dickheads pre-apocalypse, but now they're lording it over people because they can like go down and like find things from like the like now what is like the under the sea houses and things like that. So they're lording it over people, and that just sounds like it could be a really fun season 2, but it also sounds like it could be a much more expensive season 2. Yeah. So who knows if that ever happens. But yeah, Class of '07, I enjoyed it. It was a good couple of nights of watching. Nice. Also the 4DX film that I went to see, I took Lottie to see Mario again.
How was it on second watch? And how was it on 4DX?
Yeah, so that's the real question. The only way I would have seen this again in the cinema was like if it was something like 4DX. And my word, is that thing going for it. It's the Mario Kart sequence. Your chair is just moving all over the fucking place. It's something. There's constantly something happening with your chair in that film, and it added to it. It did, because parts of that film are like a theme park ride.
Yep.
And hey, look, I mean, maybe it was because of that, but I enjoyed it perfectly fine. It is mass market, offending no one, kind of lowest common denominator stuff.
But it is a Mario movie.
But yeah, it's the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah.
It's honestly, I know I mentioned it last week, but the score is really wonderful. The way it incorporates all the themes. It's lovely. And yeah, it's just really pacey as well. It's very, very quick. I wasn't bored at all. And I only watched it last week.
Yeah. I could see it being a good rewatch.
It just there's plenty going on in it. There's enough to keep you entertained. Like you get a little bit, if you're getting a little bit tired of Mario and Peach chatting, don't worry about it. Jack Black's going to be along in a minute. So it gets by on that as well. So yeah, look, Super Mario Brothers movie. I enjoyed it more the second time round, but maybe it's the 4DX talking.
That which is fair.
Yeah. So before Renfield, I saw something else in the cinema. So this is and my last film for the week is Suzumi. So this is new anime directed by Makoto Shinkai, director of Weathering with You, which I still haven't seen, fuck's sake. But also Your Name, which was in my top 10 films of the year in the year it came out over here. So maybe like 2016 it came out apparently. So I probably talked about it in 2017. Suzumi. I wonder what IMDb says is the plot. A modern action-adventure road story where a 17-year-old girl named Suzumi helps a mysterious young man close doors from the other side that are releasing disasters all over in Japan. So, yeah, basically, you got this girl. She lost her mum when she was younger, and she's living with her aunt. She's riding a bike to school one day when she sees a rather beautiful boy. And she actually says, beautiful. And he says, excuse me, have you seen a door around here at all? She's like, no, I haven't. Oh, hang on a second. Well, there's an abandoned village over there. Maybe it's that. He's like, okay, thanks very much. I'm paraphrasing. She rides off and she's like, actually, I'm going to follow him. So she follows him. And then in this abandoned village, there is this door. And she opens the door, and there's just this like different landscape with like this purple pinky sky. She walks through it, but then she just kind of walks through the door, and it's still in the real world. Like she sees it, but as soon as she walks through, she's in the real world still. And then she picks up this like stone cat thing, and it turns into a real cat, and then fucks off. And she's like, what the shit was that about? And like runs off. And then I'm not going to go so slowly through the plot like this. So then she's in school, and then she sees this big fucking worm thing in the sky. And she's like, "What's that?" And then earthquake starts happening, and then everybody's getting earthquake alerts, but she's the only one who can see the thing in the sky. So then she goes back there, and what she see, the boy, like all this like wormy shit coming out of this door, and the boy like pushing it back, like trying to close this door, and then she helps him, and then he gets hurt in the process. She takes him back to his house to like fix him up, and then shit gets weird. It wasn't weird enough already. So then the cat that ran off. And there's an aspect of this that's in the trailer. I don't think I'm particularly spoiling anything. It's like the first 20 minutes. The cat that's in the trailer is at her windowsill, and she's like, "Oh, you're cute, you know." And then the cat starts talking. It's like, "You're Suzumi, you're nice." And then the guy is like, "What the fuck's this cat doing?" And the cat's like, "You're in the way." Then what does the cat do? The cat basically turns the lad into a chair.
For it to sit on?
So, yeah. At one point, she does sit on it. It's filthy. So, but like really quietly, so it's very funny. So she has this chair, and it was a chair from her childhood. It's like a little kid's chair, and it's missing a leg, right? And this cat puts this guy in this chair. So now you've got this chair that's got these two holes in it that are like eyes, just chatting to Suzumi, and then runs after the cat. And there's just this fucking fantastic animation of this chair chasing this cat. His legs just flopping all over the fucking place. And it's brilliant. So I'm 20 minutes in. I'm just like, this is the film of the fucking century.
It sounds fucking brilliant.
Right. So the rest of it goes on, and Suzumi has to team up with the hot boy who's been turned into a child's chair. To basically go on like this journey through Japan, shutting these doors while this cunt of a cat is like that. It is like going on the news for being just this random cat who people fucking love. And it's like walking along this fucking massive bridge really high up. And these news reports are like, this cat's fucking brilliant. But this cat, every single time it turns up, and it's just like, you're all going to die. I just opened this door. Fuck you. Just this brilliant fucking dickhead cat. And this chair is just so pissed off with the cat. It's constantly running after it whenever he sees it. It's great. So some other stuff happens in the film, and the second half kind of changes tack somewhat. It becomes like more, okay, there's some world-shattering events, but there's also a chair chasing after a cat. It gets more serious than that. And it basically turns into Suzumi going through Japan and having kind of encounters with people and like, you know, nice people and people who are wanting to help her and whatnot. And then every like 20 minutes or so, you get like an action sequence where she's trying to close this door and the cat's being a cunt and it does all sorts of different things to try and stop her. And then it kind of changes tack again. And that's where I lost the thread a little bit, because another cat comes into it. It's a big black cat this time round, and it's a god. And I didn't really know what was happening. I was paying attention, believe me, because I was entertained as fuck. And I just slightly lost the thread of some of the things that were happening. But Suzumi, great protagonist, good kid, like her, hope she does well in life. The cat, brilliant cunt, then turns into not so much of a cunt, and then I didn't really know what I was supposed to think about the cat. But while he's a cunt, he's brilliant. Absolute brilliant little dickhead. And gorgeous animation. But yeah, I just by the end, it had slightly lost its way for me. But honestly, when that guy got turned into a chair, because I hadn't seen the trailer for it, all I knew is new film from the guy who did Your Name. So when he turned into a chair, I was just like, yeah, this is the best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'll be honest. This is shooting up my I want to watch that list.
And don't get me wrong, it's really, really good all the way through. But just the sheer setup of the story is so fucking bananas that but like I say, it's in the trailer, so it's not like they're keeping it a secret.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cracking. Your Name still my favorite. I need to catch up with Weathering with You, but yeah, Makoto Shinkai, he's fucking good. He knows what he's doing.
Nice.
And that will do it for me. So, what have we got in terms of questions this week, Mark?
So, Rick Kidd, with Renfield, the supporting character being given the spotlight in Renfield, what other supporting characters do you want to see get the spotlight in their own film?
The dog in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I want to know what it gets up to while Brad Pitt's away.
I bet it stays with somebody really cool.
I think it just has adventures while the dog sitter's not looking.
Yeah. Yeah. Barry from High Fidelity.
Good, cool.
I'd watch a movie of just like what happened with his band. Bex can't actually give us an answer because her alarm's going off to say that she needs to put something else in the oven. She's just run out of the room holding her phone up at me with an alarm going off.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Listeners, we're not being rude. We literally fly out. We literally set off to go on holiday in around. It's currently 8 o'clock here, and we set off at like 3 a.m. So we're having to rush dinner, whereas usually we just fucking wait and then do dinner afterwards. Not rush is the wrong phrase at the time, and we're not rushing through this or anything like that. Craig Dawson says, with Becky now agreeing with Mark and Ian that Chris Pine is the best Chris, which actors have those two turned around on after previously not being fans of? So which actors have we turned around on after not being a fan of? My big one.
Shit. Yeah, go on.
My big one's Melissa McCarthy.
Mm.
Before, I would say Spy, maybe. I thought she was very much just female Kevin James, and she was just a collection of fat woman fall down gags. And yeah, I'd completely gone a 180 with her.
I'm gonna say it.
Go on.
Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's good. She's all right. Yeah. Legally Blonde, good film.
I think Reese Witherspoon. Yeah, I think all the Reese Witherspoon is good. I think new Reese Witherspoon is a bit of a dickhead.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like kind of like this Hollywood stories heard about her in the past. I can't say I particularly like her from that angle, but I could see why she's a fucking movie star.
Oh yeah,
I absolutely respect that. So yeah, Reese Witherspoon. I've kind of changed my mind over the last few years.
Fair. We've got one more. Dylan Black Lantern says, with a string of recent misses, is there a way that Marvel can ever claw its way back to being interesting again? Or do you think now it's just a slow death for the franchise from here on out? Do I think it can claw its way back? Yes. Do I think it will do what it needs to claw its way back? Probably not, no. Because with the TV shows and bits like that, what it's trying to do is it's trying to massively have its cake and eat it, but it's also trying to get you to buy its cake and its cake bars at every supermarket and also go to its theme restaurants and everything tastes the same and everything's brilliant, but you have to have tried this to try this, try this, try this. It's like, it's just, no. People, they've They've flown too close to the sun, and it's going to really set them on fire in the next couple of movies.
Yeah, I think they've banked too much on the people who also watch the TV series, and there are definitely people who will, but not the amount that's ever going to make it let them make Endgame money again.
No.
Yeah.
They fucked with the formula. They got greedy and fucked with the formula.
There's some kind of like general scuttlebutt that it kind of feels like our video game's going to be the next Marvel, like in terms of like IP to mine and make money from.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit more open to that, just because they're not all going to come from one studio. It's not like you've got Video Games Inc. So it's like if that happens, there'll be different voices. There'll be very, very much different genres.
Yeah.
And
somebody do a fucking Streets of Rage or a Double Dragon movie.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it coming. Like Street Fighter, like they announced last week, a Street Fighter live action film's coming again at some point. Like Mortal Kombat came out. Like that's the thing. There's so many different genres that you could do video game films from. Now, would I rather that original films like come out instead? Yeah, of course I would. But I'm kind of just glad that after the last few years that films are still in cinemas. So I'm still a little bit in I'll take what I can get kind of mode. But yeah, I would like a reconfiguration. James Gunn talking about how like Frank Grillo's just been cast as someone in the Suicide Squad TV show, or not Suicide Squad, but like pre-Suicide Squad or something. And he said, and he'll be playing that character in films and games and whatnot as well.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. I'll get a little bit tangency for just a second. So last week they announced the delay to the new Suicide Squad game. Right. So it's from this studio Rocksteady. Their last game, they were responsible for the Arkham trilogy of games.
Yeah.
Their last game was the last Arkham game, Arkham Knight. That was 2015. It would be nearly 9 years between then and this new game coming out. And there's a lot of controversy over the new game because it basically seems like it's going to be what's termed as a live service game, where it's not just a single player story start to end. They're constantly trying to keep you hooked in with new challenges and new skins and buy this, buy that, but we're going to have new content, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And people have reacted.
When you buy it, you don't buy the entire game. You buy access to the game, and you have to continue buying the game as you play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But they'll still charge you like $70 for it in the first place. Yeah. That's had a lot of controversy. But the point I'm trying to say there, where James Gunn's like, and we want the games to factor in with this kind of stuff as well, right? That game will have taken about 9 years to be developed. So even if James Gunn said right now, okay, we want a game, realistically, you're not going to get that for at least 4 or 5 years. And in the Suicide Squad case, 9 years. Given how life moves quite fast with this kind of stuff, where is it even going to be in 4 or 5 years? You can't make transmedia stuff that fits in with this. The closest that has happened is Disney with the MCU, but now it's people are losing interest in the films, losing interest in the TV shows. You've got the Jonathan Majors controversy, and it's a miracle that they've been able to get what they were able to get. But obviously it's shareholder value and a capitalist society, so it's like you constantly got to go more. But when does that stop?
That's it. There'll be at some point they'll have to try and turn the ship around on it. I think the one question. Yeah, I think the big one's going to be how the Marvels performs when or if that underperforms. That is when they'll have to have conversations where it'll be, well, why did this underperform so badly? And it will start to come up as people didn't watch the TV show.
I
But
it's like it's
don't
turning
think they
that
can bring it
tanker
back
around.
at this point. I think they fucked it.
Well, that's it. They've then got to go right. We need to just basically slow on the TV shows, or have the TV shows be curos rather than part of canon.
Hmm.
Yeah,
'cause
I mean,
having, like What If as a
Yeah.
TV show, fine, because it's alternate timelines.
Yeah.
But having it so that you have to do fucking homework to see a movie, no, thank you.
Hmm.
I don't want
yeah.
to.
And this is kind of being borne out. It Secret Invasion will be interesting because that is just very starry as much as anything else. Like, that cast is kind of insane for a TV show.
Yeah.
And that may get people in, but then that's probably leading to, I think, the second New Avengers is that Secret Wars,
I think so. Yeah.
which Secret Invasion is going to lead into, but then that's not for another couple of years. And you got the Kang Dynasty before that, but then is Jonathan Majors even going to be in these fucking films? Yeah, it's shit changes so quickly these days that having these plans that are like 5-6 years in the future, even though then again I say these days, you look at DC back when do you remember when they announced all the stuff around like the Snyderverse, where it's like, we're going to have a Cyborg film?
Yeah.
Like in 2018, I think it was, we're going to have the Flash film like years ago. And now you've got this Flash film that's coming out that's apparently really, really fucking good, and then may not really lead to anything.
Yep.
Yeah. In answer to the question, yeah, I don't think there's anything Marvel can do, and they should probably be thankful that they managed to do what they have been able to do.
But the movie that we started talking about at the start of the show, Renfield, was part of that new idea of them doing the new Monsters movies.
Oh God, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All those years ago.
Fuck you, Tom Cruise. I don't mean it.
I think you could say fuck you, Tom Cruise, for The Mummy.
Yeah, but I feel like he might hear me and then he won't let me see any more Mission Impossible movies.
Yeah, just don't edge your bets. Yeah. Just play nice.
In answer to the other question,
go on.
The Rock Monster and the dude with the racing snail out of Neverending Story, I want to see like a buddy comedy with them too.
Nice, that's a great answer.
Fair play.
Yeah, Marvel fucked it. I'm so angry with them as well because they had such a good thing going and they've just absolutely fucked it. It feels like no planning has gone into this phase whatsoever, whereas everything else felt meticulously planned out.
Yeah.
And like I say, I'm 2 movies behind now and I'm not that bothered. One
Same.
of them's on fucking Disney Plus and I can't bring myself to
And the other one will
watch
be
it.
on Disney Plus in not
Sick.
too long.
Yeah.
I'm stunned Ant-Man's not already. I thought I would have stuck that up for fucking Easter.
Yeah. I thought they would have done, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That it for questions?
Yeah, that's it for questions. Yeah.
Okay. So coming up on next week's show. So we'll be late posting it. We're recording on Monday the 17th. We're now not recording again until Wednesday the 26th.
Yep.
But whenever we do come back, it will be Evil Dead Rise. Hell yeah. We'll cover Missing.
Yay.
And are we going to do Ghosted? Apple
Yeah.
TV on Friday?
Yeah. Yeah, I can do that.
There we go. So we'll be back with a triple banger. I'll maybe purposely not watch too much aside from that because I've got a feeling Mark's probably going to get through like 25 films over the next week.
Probably.
I've got all 2 Fair Street movies downloaded for on the plane. So excited.
Oh, okay, well there you go then, and Bex. So yeah, maybe I'll just not watch anything.
I know, but that'll be all I watch, apart from the ones that we're doing.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of book chat next week.
Yeah.
I love to read on holiday. Sun lounger book.
I feel like I might just immerse myself in a game for the next week in a bit.
Do it.
Well, I'm taking 3 books with me as well.
Oh my god, and you can't even read.
I can make up what happens.
Nearly spat my beer out on my MacBook then. Well done, Bex. Very, very quick.
It's a long running joke actually.
Yeah. That was good. It was really quick. Okay, so there we are. So we'll be back in a bit. Mark and Becky have got the airport tonight. Mark, best of luck in the airport.
Thank you very much.
Becky, best of luck dealing with Mark in the airport.
He's just really looking forward to getting breakfast once we get through security. So I'm just going to keep reminding him about breakfast.
What I'm gonna need is when I wake up at about 7 tomorrow morning is a picture of pints.
Oh, we don't do that, do we?
I think we can maybe do one. Yeah.
I reckon we can.
Yeah, I can do one.
Okay.
Bit of a pre-departure pint. If you've got a shuttle bus on the other end, you don't have to worry.
We do. Yeah. You won't have to. I won't have to cook, and you won't have to drive.
I cook as well, you know.
I mean, all right. We're going to pretend to the people that you cook.
I do. That's fucking unfair.
When was the last time you cooked a meal, Mark?
When was the last time I wasn't on a night or a late?
Anyway.
Mark, other than when you were on nights or a late, when was the last time you cooked a meal?
Probably the last time I wasn't on a night or a late.
All right. We're going to leave that one there. I remain unconvinced. Right, okay. So, Mark and Becky are going abroad for the first time since I've fucking known them. And wishing them all the best. Have a great time, guys.
Cheers, man.
I'm going to go check my bag for the 20th time to make sure the passports are still in there. Donna does dematerialization checks quite a lot. It's worth it. Oh shit, my alarm's going off again. Love you, bye.
All right, cheers, Bex. Thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you very much, Ian.
And we'll speak to you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.